Hey, it's Gambler Keegan coming at you not live with another Randoms and OU video. Alright, boys, let's do this thing. So we got Gengar, Ninetales, Parasect, Chansey, Gyarados, and Charizard. Yeah, this one actually wasn't the team that plummeted me all the way down in the ranks. It was a team before this, and I forgot to download the match of it. So you missed that one. I'm sorry. I really am. I missed that one. I went to go make a video, and I was like, where is the file? And it wasn't there. So you get this one. And it took me a little while to get an opposing team that I thought was even worth uploading, because I don't feel satisfied if I beat a bad team. Like, if the person clearly it's their first time on Showdown, or they're using you get your 9,000th Ash LARPing person and they're using the Ash team from the show. Those don't count. Those teams don't count. This one wasn't a big three, but the win was something to behold. I couldn't believe it. So let's start with their moves. Gengar, Hypnosis, Explosion, Psychic, Nightshade. So Psychic and Nightshade. I had Psychic in mind for Chansey walls, and if I was in a situation where the explosion was obvious, I would try to chip away at the Chansey with Psychic, because Gengar's special is 358. So it's actually pretty good. And he can hang in there with Chansey and maybe force a switch onto something, maybe predict the switch into the explosion. Really risky, but, I got to do what I got to do with what I got. So Psychic is for drops. Nightshade is for Executors. And funny enough, I swear to you, I didn't get a single Executor on this run. Not one single Executor on this whole run. So Nightshade did nothing pretty much the whole time. Ninetales. Interesting set on this one. I like this set for OU a lot. So I have Tail Whip on Ninetales. Ironically, Tail Whip is on the Pokemon with tail in its name. But Tail Whip is used to pressure Chansey into switching out. So also, Tail Whip, if you lower the target's defense and then it hits himself in confusion, they'll hit themselves for more damage, believe it or not. That's how the cart worked. That's how the old games used to work. So this Tail Whip, if the Chansey is paralyzed, I can confuse it, Tail Whip it, and then start throwing body slams at it. When it heals, Tail Whip it again, and just keep applying pressure to that Chansey and try to get something to switch so I can catch him. Parasect, Spore, Stun Spore, Body Slam, Sword Stance. I know it's kind of redundant. Also, this Parasect can't hit Rhydons. It can't do anything against a Rhydon, but I'm really not too worried about that, since Parasect is actually slower than Rhydon anyway, and Mega Drain's really not going to help me a whole heck of a lot. Arguments for or against Swords Dance Hyper Beam. I don't want the recharge. I don't want to take that risk with the switch and the recharge, because so many Pokemon can heal. I would rather just roll for a Body Slam paralysis on a switch. And I know Stun Spore Body Slam can seem a little redundant, but trust me on this, it's not. Because there might be situations where I can save the Parasect and use a Stun Spore later on, and it's more of a direct paralyzing move. The odds are a lot better for Stun Spore than Body Slam, so trying to get a little more spreading on my Parasect. Chansey. This Chansey is the Chansey, obviously. It's going to be the carry. Best Pokemon on the team, bar none. I need to protect this house. So this is what I call the all-out attacking Chansey. This Chansey has no status moves and instead relies on the 10% from Thunderbolt or Ice Beam for a freeze and a paralysis. This Chansey is really hard to kill. It is a nuisance. And I think I'm really ashamed I didn't cover this Chansey in my team building video, my really old one for OU. That might be outdated now, because I think Hypno and Lapras, there was some moving around at the bottom of the tier that I didn't cover. But yeah, this Chansey is really hard to kill, and it has coverage. but it doesn't have a status move, so there's no utility moves on this Chansey. But I find that when I need something to be a pillar in this situation, this Chansey's got to be it. Gyarados. I always run the Body Slam Hyper Beam on Gyarados and OU because the attacking power is just so needed. I normally run Blizzard Thunderbolt, for Executor coverage, but one, I wasn't getting a lot of Executors. And two, this Gyarados is actually the best thing I have on the team, aside from a pre-reflected Chansey that can go against Tauros, because Gyarados has really good base stats. Like, he's the one who can go base stat for base stat with Tauros, which is why I opted for Hydro Pump on him, just to get some damage off on Tauros before he went down. So I went for a more attacking Gyarados for this team. And then our favorite, Charizard. This is kind of similar to the moveset I used when I took Charizard to 1500. Go away, dude. Having friends, right, guys? Trying to make a video here. Anyway, this is the Charizard that I used on that 1500 run, except instead of Slash, I have Fire Blast, which is perfectly fine. Swords Dance, Hyper Beam, Earthquake, and Fire Blast on this one. And Fire Blast is kind of preferable for end games. So if you end up with like a Tauros versus Charizard situation, that Fire Blast might save your life. It might catch a burn and lower the Tauros' attack just enough for you to pull it out. And it's also helpful against Cloyster. And I guess Snorlax, and Snorlax is very tanky, and if you don't already have a Swords Dance up, then it's going to be pretty tough to bring it down unless, you could pop off a burn on it. Of course, it has to be used sparingly. And actually, let's go back to the Ninetales here. I have Flamethrower on Ninetales instead of Fire Blast because Ninetales is the one that's less valuable to me for this team. So I plan to use Ninetales early. Therefore, I don't want to risk getting a burn on a healing Pokemon and screw myself. And Ninetales is my designated sack just from the beginning, unless I determine it would be useful otherwise, just because I already have 2 fire types, and I don't see a point in wasting Charizard when I want Charizard's attack power to help me get through something. All right, so let's watch the match. All right. Gengar Zam, pretty typical opener. So I just remembered I forgot to talk about my lead choice on this team, and I did some experimenting beforehand with like Sing Chansey lead and then non-sleep Gengar kind of secondary, and that really wasn't working out for me. Because I can't afford to let Chansey go too early. Chansey's just too important to me, so I switched to a typical Gengar lead. The only bad side of this is I don't have anything I can bail out to on Alakazam or Starmie Psychics. So I mean I could bail out the Chansey, but I can't win that fight. I mean, I could probably win against Starmie with Thunderbolt, but with Alakazam in the situation, Chansey without any status move is going to get dropped to hell by Alakazam, so it's just not an option for me, and there's just nothing I would want to switch into a Zam Psychic. So with a lot of these teams, it's like I need to secure a good early game for a win, period. Like, I need to make sure that I'm in it first to even consider going the distance. I mean, I don't think I would give up if this Zam insta-killed me, right? But it wouldn't be good. So my main move in this situation, if it's Zam, explode. Explode right away. If it doesn't die, pressure it with Gyarados. If it does die, Good for me. All good. Plan worked. If it's Starmie, then I can go to Chansey, right? So that's kind of my lead plan right there. So he does Thunderwave. PSA, guys. If you run a Zam lead and your opponent runs a Gengar lead, just do the Psychic. You have a good chance of just killing that freaking Gengar right away. And if Zam was your lead, odds are you wanted to go to sleep anyway. But he did Thunderwave, which is like, thank you. And I get it. I get the insta on it, which is good. He goes to his own Gengar. I bring in Parasect because I don't know what he's going to bring in, and I want to get a Spore on something, but he is ready. He's thinking the same thing. He's like, it's sleep time, and unfortunately Gengar is a lot faster, so I think I bail out to Ninetales. Sorry for the desync. Accidentally crashed my entire video. So I bail out to Ninetales here. Right. Yep. He gets it. That's fine with me. Gonna go Rhydon. And then I went Chansey there, and I'm actually kind of glad he went Rhydon. Because I would have had to play the Explosion Dance on that Gengar. Like, I think I was thinking about going Chansey, Ninetales, Chansey, just to give him the test, you know? And if he passed the test, then I'm in a worse situation. So, and my other option was to just reflect right away and hope that he was smart enough to anticipate that I could throw Ninetales back in and make him waste his explosion. And then once the reflect is up, then I'm, really hard to kill. So I'm kind of glad he put Rhydon in here, because I'm going to go reflect right away and just start with the Ice Beam. And something I do want to tell you about this team, about my battle plan, rather, that I didn't tell you before, is I experienced a fair amount of losses with this one, and I had to change my strategy every time. But what I'm looking for in this to succeed is a sleep and a freeze. I'm trying to get a sleep and a freeze, and that should clear the path enough for me to get through and win. So that's also another reason why I picked this Chansey in particular, is because I needed more. I couldn't just get through on what I had. Earthquake. Gonna go back to Gengar, that's fine. I think I'm just gonna battle it out with this game. No comments. We're not gonna talk about that. This team is decent enough for me to upload, and I don't care if the opponent does something like that, because if you're running bad teams, even brain dead opponents with OU can beat you. I promise you. I promise you. That's just how strong the OU Pokemon are. So I'm all for it. I take these. Gets a paralysis on that. And I'm going Thunderbolt here because if I get the 10%, the Gengar is not what I want to freeze. If he has a Chansey or a Snorlax, I would rather freeze that. And there it is. That's what I'm looking for, baby. We're going to switch back to Ice Beam now, right? First try. We're in it. Let's go. And I'm not going to switch out of this, because there is nothing I want to do. I can't tank anything up, right? Gengar, Thunderbolt user, so Charizard and Gyarados are automatically out. Ninetales is asleep, and Parasect can't hit this Rhydon, so Chansey's really my only route here. He says screw it. Thankfully he doesn't get the crit. Goes Tauros. Whoa, he has a reflect. Time to use Thunderbolt. Look, we're not going to talk about it. I'm just thanking my lucky stars. I finally caught a break. All right, just don't crit me, bro. Don't crit me, bro. I'm in it. Again, rolling for the 10% paralysis. That's why I'm using Thunderbolt, despite there being a Rhydon. I'm pretty safe right now. This Chansey is doing its job as the pillar of the community. And Tauros goes down. Thank God. Let's go. Rhydon. Yeah. He's not making good choices, but honestly... Oh. Okay. Well, there goes Chansey. And if I think about my team right now, Chansey is my only Zapdos counter. And thankfully for me, this last Pokeball is Snorlax, so I'm in good shape. Alright, we're just going to take down this Chansey. No problem. Bring in the Snorlax. And when Snorlax comes in, Charizard, Gyarados, Parasect. Right. I think I can take it. I think I can take the Snorlax head-to-head, 3-on-1, even with rest. So we're good. We're good. We're good. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, it wasn't a Snorlax. Oh, no. All right, so I'm going to die. I am going to die. I am dying. Understood. All right. He took me up. He read the sign. That's all I can say. The guy read the sign. He goes, dude, no, Thunderbolt, not Thunder Wave. Thunderbolt. That was a one-hit KO right there, my man. So now I can roll for a body slam. Nope. No, I can't. I cannot. And I am dead. I am dead. All right. All right, Ninetales. Wake up. Wake up. You're my only... Yes! Yes! Come on! Come on. Confuse Ray. Confuse Ray. Yes, baby. Yes. Oh! Okay, well, if it was a Snorlax, this Rhydon is awake, so I could have used Spore on Snorlax. But it's a Zapdos, so... yeah, we're gonna die. Okay. He actually does the Earthquake. If he was smart, he would have done Rock Slide, because he sees... it's still super effective, and he sees the Parasect, so I thought I was dead for sure. So he does the Earthquake here. I don't think Rock Slide kills me, so I do get to sleep on something. I do get to sleep on something. Live. Yes. Yes. Do I do Stun Spore? I'm so dumb. It wasn't an unreasonable move. It was pretty unreasonable. Because he was probably thinking Mega Drain, right? But I wasn't thinking Mega Drain. I was like, I gotta do something to not die to the Zapdos in 2 seconds. So I thought maybe he would keep it in for a turn. Like maybe he would have expected a Stun Spore on, fake me out. Like, oh, he's gonna do Stun Spore next, right? But judging by the move this guy is making, I should not have made those predictions of him making good ones. So I try to go for the Charizard power-up here, and I am reminded of my impending doom. So I say, nah, I'm just gonna sack that and try Confuse Ray. I am fighting for my life right now. I am wriggling. I am thrashing. This is my death thrash. Just, okay, get that. And Body Slam, right? No, blocks with Rhydon. This is it, guys. This is my last chance. And I predicted the Rhydon coming in because he did this to me already, so I thought Flamethrower might do something. So now I have to test him. I have to poke him a little bit. I have to test the waters. Are you going to go back to Zapdos? Are ya? Are ya? This is all I can do, because if I bring that Charizard in, it's donezo. The only way I can win is if I get at least one Swords Dance up, because I'm speed tied with Zapdos. And if I get one up, that means I can potentially get another up. Right? Thunderbolt hits me. Let me think. Is it... Oh, no. No, it's all the way up to kill Zapdos. Right? One, another... Damn. No. I'm gonna lose. Alright, I guess I just gotta test him, right? Okay, that was a good move on my part, because we brought Zapdos back in, then could have got the paralysis on it. Okay, let's do it. He's letting me... Choke of the century. My God. He's letting me If he would have brought Zapdos in, he could have won. But, I don't know, maybe he was expecting Body Slam or something, right? He's letting me do it. He's letting me do it. I'm not complaining. I'm really not. All right, dude. I mean, I don't know why you did this to yourself. This is, if I win the speed tie and hit the 90%, that's it. Okay. Is it it? Oh! Oh! The unkillable man. Bringing himself back from death. That's hype. That's nuts. I couldn't believe I won this. When I saw that Zapdos, I was like, oh man. Another L for the books. Gonna have to try again, aren't I? But there it is. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.